folks, tonight I've decided that I'm going to cook you spaghetti bolognese. And I thought that the best reason for that was because I keep seeing that there's no pasta on the shelves, so clearly you've all got pasta in your cupboards, and there's no mince on the shelves in the supermarket, so you must have mince as well. So we're going to do this in a really quick and easy format. Once again, we're going to be using our microwave pressure cooker. This is a fantastic little device. This is going to be able to cook us up our meal really, really quickly. And quite literally, we're going to throw all of our ingredients in there, throw it in, including the pasta, and then we'll throw it in the microwave, and 15 minutes later, it'll all be coming out and just needs to chill a little bit, ready to throw some parmesan over the top. So let's start out, and we're going to chop up our vegetables. Now, I'm using our Extra Chef tonight because it allows me to put in so much more ingredients as we go through. And so we're going to start off. You'll see that I've got our very awesome veg parts here. Now, interestingly, with this particular one, this is actually a carrot that's 5 weeks old. Now, I know there's a lot of carrots in there. Yesterday we actually had bought new carrots, but this one here was left over from the previous ones. I remember it because of its shape. 5 weeks old, look at that, still as crisp as it was when we bought it. So these containers will keep your vegetables so fresh, it's fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to grab this out, and the blades within this Extra Chef are so sharp. Now, when you have a look at this blade, it is so sharp. Be so careful with it. It does come with a cover on it. I've already removed that cover in this particular case so that I can drop this in. Once again, very sharp knives. Found out the hard way last time I used these. Now, quite literally with this, I'm chopping the top off the carrot and then just going straight here. I'm not going to peel it. There's no reason to. It's been washed perfectly, and so that means that we can get all of our nutrients for the whole carrot. Why waste bits when we don't need to? And quite literally, just dropping this all in here like this. Oh. Make it really simple. Now, quite literally, throw this on here. And the big balls here. And carrot ready to go. Now, the reason that I love spaghetti bolognese, and this is an old recipe. Any of my old housemates who are watching know that this is such a regular occurrence in our house. So quite literally, I just drop that in there, and I just love the fact that it's got such like I can put so many different vegetables in here to pad it out. It makes it such a cheap meal for you to be able to have there. Now, I've already chopped the skins off the onions. I'm just going to drop these into quarters rather than halves as I drop this in. Now, on top of that, one of the things I am going to do is drop my garlic in here as well. So I'll have my onion and garlic at the same time. Anyone who knows me knows we love a lot of garlic. So putting quite a lot of stuff in here all at once. Now, something that I have only just worked out was that, because I hate peeling garlic, was that there's another attachment to this particular, to the Extra Chef, which is this here. And so just before I filmed this, I just tried something, and I heard that there's another product on the market where they beat the skins off the garlic, and I thought, I'm going to try this. Quite literally, threw it in with the beater, threw my garlic in, and yes, for those of you who aren't used to having a lot of garlic, that's a lot of garlic. For those of you who don't like lots of garlic, just drop in a couple of cloves. But in this particular case, just boom, boom, and it takes the skins off for you. It takes away most of what I class as the pain of garlic, which is taking the skins off it. So this is fantastic. Now, so garlic and onion all in there together, and get the lid on. Once again, with these goes. I always like to give it a bit of a shake, make sure that you've got everything covered off there, and there we go. Once again, ready to slot this in. Now, because all of these things are going in there, I'm not cleaning this out as I go through. But normally I would go through and, like if I was doing different dishes, I'd clean it out. But I don't need to in this particular case. How good is this? Like, I've just done onion and I need to cry, which is fantastic. Now, I'm going to drop zucchini in tonight. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Really just depends on my mood. But loving a bit of zucchini at the moment. So one of the great things for those of you who might be trying to hide the veggies, you know, maybe your partner, maybe your kids or whatever, don't like eating the vegetables. I love this because it allows you to just hide all of this stuff in there, and they don't even know because they think it's all meat. So once again, quick zip. Now all of these things I've washed just before we've either started or they were washed before they actually went into my fridge parts, and we put it away. Now, one little bit more. So I'm going to drop in, and once again, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't do this, but in this particular case, I'm going to drop in some mushrooms. Just happened to see some great mushrooms at my fruit store yesterday. And one thing, my chili vines are absolutely going berserk right now. So why not? Let's have some chili in here as well. So I'm just going to drop this in the middle of, chop that. Just chopping each one of these mushrooms in half here before I go. Now, for those of you who might be wanting to use, you know, your extra chef straight after this, and you know, maybe you're making your champagne slushy or something along those lines, maybe you're wanting to beat your cream, and I tell you what, this is probably the fastest way that I've ever seen cream whipped, is using one of these. Often the concern is the taste of the onion would be there. Well, in this particular case, all you need to do is to go through and do an apple in there as well. And I'm sure, in actual fact, one of the things that all you need to do then, if you're wanting to, is actually just drop the apple in. It'll give a little bit more sweetness to your bolognese sauce. So that'll be actually quite cool. Now, there we go for this. Now I'm just going to grab my spatula here, just to do a quick cleanup. Don't want to miss any of these great veggies that are left here. And of course, because everything's going into the one bowl, this is so easy. We can just drop it all in there and not have to worry about cleaning up this bowl in between times. Okay, now, of course, we need to have our tomato. So we're going to go with that and some tomato paste in this particular case. Now, don't need my can opener actually because this one's got a ring pull. Normally I would have that out. So we drop this in here. Now of course I know that right now you're thinking, where's the mince coming from? We will get to that as well. 1 can of tomatoes. I'm going with 1 tub here of my paste. Now, I use, because I do use, I like to drop in just a couple of sachets of tomato soup, just plain tomato soup in there. And other than a few herbs, the only other thing we've really got to do now is, of course, to drop our mince in there. Now, this is 500 grams of mince. How cool are these freezer keeper sets? You know, like you come back from the supermarket, you got 500 grams of mince. They take up so much space. If you're storing them in your freezer, then they take up a lot of space. These particular containers are so good. They're designed to allow the air to get around, so they freeze really quickly, and you're not going to get that extra ice over the top of it. So 500 grams of mince, and once again, these are made of a silicone, which is great because you can quite easily just slide them around. If your mince was actually frozen, you just drop them into a little bit of water, spin it around, and that'll work well. Now, we have just a couple of different herbs that I like to throw into mine. So, of course, there's going to be some salt, some pepper. I love the Italian herb mix. So, just sprinkle that over the top. Once again, these are in our spice containers. A little bit of salt in here. So, and throwing some pepper over the top here. And of course, there will be the special ingredient, of course, that goes into a great bolognese, which you'll see in 2 secs. So that should be enough pepper in there. So, of course, special ingredient in great bolognese, great wine. This is one of my favourite wineries, Langmile. So I'm going to pour in some wine in there. This gives us a little bit of liquid in there. This one here is a GSM, Grenache Shiraz Mataro. Okay, now we need to do a bit of a stir on this. Push all this down. Now, of course, the one thing that we are missing as I just do this is, of course, our pasta. Now, pasta really simply. We're going to drop. I'm just using pasta shells in here. This will grow out and fill up quite full. So I'm just going to drop this here. And then I'll put a little bit of oil in here as well, just to give that little bit of extra moisture that we might need. Use our garlic oil here. I love these little oil shakers. I crush up some garlic into there, and then that allows me to just have that extra garlicky taste. Once again, we love the garlic, so that's it's always going to be huge from that point of view. Okay, now got that all there. Just making sure that it's below the line so that we're not overdoing it there. And I've just got a little bit. Just put a little bit of water in there. And now that we've got that there, let's put our lid on. Now, really easy, arrow to arrow. So arrow goes there, arrow goes, whoops, arrow goes there. Now we push this together there, push that down, that's all going to be sealed, and quite literally, go straight into the microwave, and I go 15 minutes, and it'll all be ready for us to eat in about 15 minutes time. So I'm going to do a little bit of clean up between now and then, and everything will be ready to go. How cool is that from the kitchen? Okay folks, this is all out, ready to go, and quite literally, the yellow tabs come down, so that means that it's safe for us to open, so we flick up the lid. When it came out, it was all shh, and so quite literally, I spin the lid back this way, and once again, always that way you don't end up with a whole heap of steam coming up into your face, and quite literally, all I need to do here is stir this, and we'll be able to plate it up. As you'll see, right here, this is fantastic. So it's all ready to go, and this will plate up and be all ready. And I'll show you that picture in 2 secs. Okay folks, look at this. I've finally been able to serve it up, plate this up so that you can see exactly what we're getting tonight. This is going to be the best meal. It smells amazing, as you can see here. I've got the finely grated cheese, which has come out of our cheese mill. So yeah, looking forward to getting into this. Obviously, if you're wanting to place an order, please feel free, jump onto TupperTroyOrder.com. Or if you just want to join and check out the videos on a regular basis, just go to TupperTroy.com. Thanks so much. Chat to you soon.